Hey, I'm Milo. We need to talk about your job search. Things aren't going so well, right? And I think I know why. 1,000 applicants, five shortlisted, one offer. Your odds 0.1%. To make things worse, companies aren't hiring the way they used to. But wait, why should you even listen to me? I'm the founder and CEO of How to Job. This is a company that I started purely to train job seekers to get into their ideal position. Now, rather than telling you how amazing my company is, I want you to judge me by the results that I generate other people. This can be found on my LinkedIn. If you're interested in my LinkedIn, I'm going to leave a link in the description for you to add, and connect with me. This is Lakshmi. I hope to get into Bloomberg. Now, Lakshmi, prior to working with me, was applying and getting nowhere. And what I did was I mapped out a strategy. We allocated a time per day, and we focused on getting in front of people, not just blindly applying. Now, we made 292 attempted connections. We also made 75 applications. Now, through meetings, potential referrals, and also quite a lot of ghosting, we were able to achieve 5 interviews. That generated 3 offers, one of which was Bloomberg. Oh, I also have a podcast. I usually interview my students. This is something you can also find on the website. I'll leave a link for that below. This is Girish. I helped him get into Savills. Took about 5 weeks. And he didn't just apply, he actually sent messages to decision makers, not recruiters. This is Morgan. He got 5 offers in 5 weeks. Again, no applications, but just being able to speak to the right people. Morgan was a teacher. Now, on paper, Morgan should not be a wealth manager. But we defied those odds. We spoke to the right people and we generated the right opportunities at the right time. Now, I can tell you about all these amazing people I've worked with, but I'm going to tell you a little bit more about how I helped them first. And if you're interested to take a deeper dive, we can do that after this video. That's me. Now, I'm neurodivergent, and I've created How to Job to be a little bit different than career services you might see. Our traits as a company are outside of the box thinking, paired with research, paired with actual execution to generate success. That's my dog in the picture. He's called Silver. Now back to it. There's a problem with today's job market. You see, you need a framework to follow. And the framework that I designed in 2020 was a tier system. Now, this has helped thousands of my clients generate opportunities. So what is a tier system? Well, quite simply put, you have 3 levels of your job search. You have tier 3, which is application, which is where you are today. That generates 0.47% success. Not ideal, not amazing. Tier 2 recommendation, which is where most of my clients generate offers, that generates 44%. This is where you could very easily get to with the right plan. The way you really want to be is in tier 1 invitation, 71% success. Now, the difference between these 3 tiers is tier 3 is where you just apply, tier 2 is where you actively speak to people and you get recommended, and tier 1 is by the amount of people that you speak to, people you don't know end up finding your profile because it's optimized and they invite you. This is Vaibhav. I helped him get into London Stock Exchange Group. In just 5 weeks, Vaibhav secured a £55,000 role with a £20,000 bonus and full visa sponsorship without applying to a single job board. By following the tier system, he reached out directly to decision makers and built genuine relationships inside his target companies. One of his conversations with the head of HR turned into a referral to a hiring manager, leading to interviews and an offer. Let's look at his past performance and the new trajectory which actually got him the role. For about 6 months, Vaibhav just applied. He made 768 applications. He was ghosted around 600 times. He was rejected 166 times. He had 2 interviews, 2 no offers. He spent about 10 hours a week doing that. Now, the new structure, with a little bit of a strategy, we made 75 applications, 250 attempted connections. Through the 13 interviews and 25 informational interviews, we were able to achieve 3 offers, one of which was accepted, which was a dream job, account manager in London Stock Exchange Group. This was done in 5 weeks. I want you to think about your job search as 3 layers. So you have spray and pray, which is applied to as many jobs as possible. Then you have know, who, and how, which is where you target the right people and build real connections. And then you have the offer magnet, which is how you position yourself as the obvious choice with a compelling offer. This is the tier system. This is my slogan: 100 applications, 0 interviews, 5 conversations, 1 offer. Now, a lot of job seekers I speak to have experienced the top, which is making that many applications and getting nothing from it. And many of my clients, for every 5 conversations they have, it turns into 1 offer. This is Girish. He got into Savills. He stopped applying. He just spoke to people who could recommend him to real decision makers. He got a job in 5 weeks. Moving from spray and pray to know who and how takes about 7 days. I want you to stop applying to as many jobs as possible, and I want you to target the right people to build real connections. This takes about half an hour per day, over 7 days, and we can generate real results. So how do we do that? Well, everything happens on LinkedIn. You have an ad note, which you can send 20 per day. That's 100 people a week. If you get accepted, you send a follow-up message, which is a step 2. That provides context. If you get a reply, you validate. And once you validate, you can then request a meeting or a recommendation. This is the watered-down version. Now, naturally, we would have to customize this for every particular job seeker. This is Amir. He generated 4 interviews in 7 days. He ended up getting a role at HSBC. He followed the exact same process. This is Geethu. She got into Aviva, sponsored role, dream job, 6 weeks. Didn't make an application, spoke to the right person, got the job. For you to get to offer magnet stage, you need to position your profile as the obvious choice. Your LinkedIn should be optimized. You should know who to reach out to. You should know what to say. And people start inviting you to apply. This is what happened to Katrina. In about 6 weeks, she got an offer from Accenture. Prior to that, she was applying aimlessly for about 8 months. Now, you might be thinking that hard skills, actual experience, is what companies look at. But that's not really the case. They look at something called a soft profile, which is who you are as a person. You see, you're an investment. And if that investment is going to grow, they're more likely going to invest. Now, what does grow mean? Well, you need to be a part of the team and you need to stay in the company. If you can showcase that, you're a good investment. Now, if you don't highlight it, you're a bad investment, and therefore you're not going to be selected. Let me show you what I mean. You might ask, why is it important to know what you're looking for? Well, imagine a hiring manager from Amazon asking what type of company culture you're looking for. Now, what they're really asking you is, are you going to be the right culture for us? The majority of people say, I'm not picky about the company culture, and they don't get a job. The people that are picky tend to do better. I thrive in fast, data-driven environments like Amazon's where people care about the customer and take ownership of their work. Who do you think gets the offer? Did you know that companies assess your soft skills to know if you're going to be a good fit to the existing team and if you're actually going to stay in the company? Now, if they're looking for someone who has leadership potential and you say, I have leadership skills, They might not believe you. But if you say, I naturally take ownership in group settings and step in when decisions need to be made, they're much more likely to believe you. If you network, you're able to actually showcase that. If this is all making sense in this video, why not book a call? We can literally give you a strategy that you can follow, completely free. 15 minutes. We'll break down where you are, where you need to be, and how to get there. It'll probably be the best investment you make. Again, completely free. What are you waiting for? Click the button.